Attendance tonight was 2,600. There were no transports. Nobody was transported tonight. Performance of the night went to Rodriguez, Miradov, Chandler, and Poirier.
You know, Dustin Poirier, I think one of the biggest wins of his career. What'd you think of his fight tonight?
Yeah, no, he came out. Habib, he said to me, Dana, be honest with yourself. You know, I'm so many levels above these guys. I beat these guys, and you know, I don't know. I don't know what he's, but it doesn't sound very positive. So, I'm gonna talk to Habib and see if he wants to defend that title, and if he doesn't, I won't push it anymore.
You think if he is done, do you think those are the two guys that fight for the lightweight title?
Yeah.
We know you were going after the Pirates, the illegal streaming. Any news on that?
So, and I told you guys that we found the guy, and we were watching him. Every event, I'm going to go after one of these guys.
When you're watching the main event, the first round, Conor going for the shoulder strikes again, Dustin Poirier going for the takedown. When you're watching that first fight, was it playing out how you had expected?
Well, I think Conor had a good first round doing what Conor does, but Poirier did too. I think Poirier fought the way he needed to fight in the first round.
And the calf kicks seems obviously played a major factor.
100%.
And then I think Dustin even said he kind of thrives being overlooked. He didn't say he was being overlooked this fight, but I think a lot of people were looking forward to the Habib-Conor fight. Did you think, was he being overlooked, and did he thrive?
Every time I did an interview, I had to talk about Dustin Poirier because the interviewers weren't. Yeah, he was totally overlooked.
Where does Charles Oliveira fit into this lightweight title picture, too?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, and obviously Dustin's heading in a different direction, but he says they'd maybe like to do part 3 sometime down the line. Is that something you could envision?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a trilogy when you got 1-on-1.
I'm very happy. You know, I'm very happy to get my hand raised, and in that fashion, I know the guy's never been knocked out, so that's huge. But I just want to get home to my daughter. The only time I enjoyed this day is whenever I got into the octagon. For some reason, the madman comes out, and that's where I feel good exchanging. You know, even when I'm getting hit with shots that I shouldn't be getting hit with, I love that. That dog in me just loves that moment, which is dangerous because the whole process I'm starting to not like so much, but I still love I love walking through the fire. When I got in there and again I saw him across from me and the lights were on me, I'm home. Well, they definitely were downing me, but that shit, when I was shoulder rolling all the hate and the naysayers, it doesn't matter. You know, I know who I am. I know what matters, and I know what I care about, and that's all noise. It's all noise. The first one I threw landed like. I've been kicking long enough, and when you land with the top of your shin, the thick part of your shin right under your knee, and you turn it the right way, it's so heavy and it hurts so bad, especially on a calf. And the first one I landed, I knew I had him good. And I started kicking through his check because he wasn't checking correctly. It was still the muscle part of his calf. He wasn't turning his shin all the way outward, so it wasn't shin to shin. Even when he checked, he was getting the bad part of the kick. I was surprised against the fence when I started talking shit to him about the shoulder strikes. I started throwing him. I was just kind of messing with him a little bit. He hit me with one, and I was like, shit. Like it's kind of not flashed me, but I felt like that was a good shot. And he hit me with a good left hand, man. In the open, my back was towards my cornerman. Hit me with a good left hand that if he would have poured on, you know, I don't know, I would have tried to defend myself, obviously, but I was hurt. Khabib's retired. You know they want. You know, this is the championship fight. I'm the champ.
Yeah, you know, I'll certainly regroup. I'll regroup and pick myself up, you know what I mean? Get up off the floor and go again, and that's it. Styles make fights. There's many great stylistic matchups out there. Myself and Dustin are 1-on-1. Myself and Nate are 1-on-1. You know, there's many good matchups for me, and I'll adopt a different approach for the trilogy, I feel, with Dustin, because, you know, those leg kicks are not to be messed with, you know what I mean? That calf kick, the low calf kick, I've never experienced that, and it was a good one. So it's not that I haven't got the style in me to switch it up and keep that at bay. And I've a lot more weapons. I didn't get the show. It wasn't my night. It wasn't a great night, but again, no excuses. Hats off. And, you know, regroup and pick myself up. I look forward to going back now, seeing the kids, and just taking the licks, man. It's a bastard of a game. It is what it is. There's not a mark on my face. I wasn't rattled with anything. It's just I had no leg. And fair fucking play to him. He fought well. And
I think for Dustin Poirier, It does not matter who's on the opposite side of the octagon. He is fighting for the UFC championship. Dustin Poirier is such a fantastic fighter, and the longer the fight went, the more he built confidence, and he really did do a lot of damage to Conor McGregor's outside leg, his lead leg, low calf kicks. Conor said it right away. The leg was dead after Dustin did work on it.
Look, if there was a miss in 2020 by us as an industry, it was that Conor McGregor wanted to fight 4 times and we allowed him to fight once. In all fairness, it was a miss. Conor was slow tonight. Conor was sluggish. That is going to happen. You can only get so much in terms of repetition and timing in the gym through sparring. You've got to be out there and active. Something to be said for momentum. Momentum was on Poirier's side. He protected his chin. He fired back with low leg kicks. He chopped the leg down of McGregor, and ultimately he wore him out.
You know, in order to be the best, in order to be in this race of the lightweight division in the UFC, which is the deepest division in the world out of any organization, anyone who says less is full of shit, or they're just haters. There is nothing like 155 pounds in the UFC. It's the creme de la creme. It's the very best 155-pound human beings on the planet competing at the highest level. For us to think that Conor can do his stuff outside of the ring, fight every once now and then, fight 5 rounds in 4 years, and then jump in there and fight a dog in Dustin Poirier, who's just been scrapping for everything inside that octagon, and to expect him to go in there and compete, I'm ashamed of it. It's insane, dude. It's insane. It's fucking insane. The only way to get good at mixed martial arts and compete at the highest level is by doing it, and he's not doing it. Now, why isn't he doing it? It's not because Conor McGregor didn't want to fight, or because he has all these distractions outside the octagon. He wanted to fight. He begged the UFC for fights. He goes, last year he goes, man, I want to fight 4 times. UFC said, cool, bro, sorry. You can fight Don Cerrone, you know, that's all we got for you. And then people made fun of him because the DMs came out. He was like, dude, let me fight Diego. Conor's a smart individual. He knows in order to compete at the highest level, he has to stay active. He has to get the reps in. He has to get on a plane. He has to travel. He has to stay in the hotel. He has to go through the warm-ups. He has to go in that locker room. He needs to deal with those nerves. He needs to make that walk. He needs to feel the lights. He needs to see when it's for real. When it's for real. And he knows that. And he knew that this was trouble down the road. And he begged the UFC for fights. Did he not? Did he not? Then he was like, fuck it, man. Now I'm gonna retire. Because he knows that it's insane to think that you can compete at this level with the Justin Gaethjes, the Dustin Poiriers, the Tony Fergusons, the Dan Hookers, the Michael Chandlers, the Charles Oliveras. It's insane. The Paul Felders. It's insane to think that you can just chill and get 1 round on your belt and then go in there and compete with those guys. You just can't, man. You just can't.
As soon as he's capable of getting back in there, because I tell you something right now, the minute I saw Poirier take him down, the first thing that jumped to my mind when I saw how long it took Conor McGregor to get out of that situation, I said, this man ain't ready for Nurmagomedov. You want to beat Nurmagomedov. You ain't ready, because if you can't wrestle with Nurmagomedov at least as effectively as we would like to see you, so you can get Nurmagomedov loose and really chop Nurmagomedov down with some of those strikes, then guess what? You're not going to beat somebody like Nurmagomedov. Remember, coming into the fight, Nurmagomedov, according to Nurmagomedov, had alluded to needing to see Nurmagomedov in order to coax him out of retirement to want to have that quote-unquote big Nurmagomedov fight. I think there's a reason for concern with Conor McGregor, to be quite honest with you. Nurmagomedov.